More Outnumbered in just a moment, but first to John Scott with what's coming up in hour 2 of Happening Now. John?
Hi, Andrea. The good news, stocks are rebounding today. The Dow up more than 350 points right now. But the Chinese economy still seems to be in real trouble. Their stock's down another 8% overnight. So could the Chinese troubles continue to affect the United States? What does it mean to your wallet as well as gas prices? Our friend Phil Flynn is here. He knows the oil markets and has some answers. Also, Governor Chris Christie holding a news conference today trying to pressure New Jersey lawmakers to reject the Iran deal. One of those he's targeting, Democratic Senator Cory Booker. We'll talk with Ilan Berman about the Iran deal ahead. And Jeb Bush holds a town hall today. He's going on offense against Donald Trump. As Trump continues to rise in the polls, Jeb Bush is becoming increasingly critical. We are taking a closer look at the GOP field. We'll have that for you next hour. Happening now. Andrea.
Dios mío. Gracias, John.
Nice.
She is so bilingual. I love that about Andrea.
Quadrilingual.
Oh, yeah. Girl speaks a lot of languages. Our border with Mexico getting another visit from a Republican presidential contender. That's where Governor Jeb Bush took aim at GOP frontrunner Donald Trump's ideas on immigration. The former Florida governor said Trump's plan to build a massive border fence and deport millions of illegal immigrants will cost way too much and that it's not based on reality. Watch.
Mr. Trump's plans are not grounded in conservative principles. The simple fact is that his proposal is unrealistic. It will cost hundreds of billions of dollars. It will violate people's civil liberties. It will create friction with our third largest trading partner that's not necessary. And I think he's wrong about this.
Right away, two things jumped out at me as I was watching that speech. One was, did you notice how he said conservative principles? He's hitting Donald Trump, where we know in recent days he's been criticized for being a former Democrat and still holding a lot of Democratic views in Jeb Bush's viewpoint. The other thing that stood out was that there was no huge crush of media and crowd like there was when Donald Trump went down there. So I'm wondering, is that a message, Andrea, that would be on purpose? It does make it look different.
A couple things. Hitting Donald Trump for not being conservative when you're Jeb Bush and you're talking about immigration is not exactly the smartest tack to take. His record on immigration, he doesn't support a very, very conservative principle, so he chose the wrong issue to go about it. Also, his record on Common Core and other things, conservatives in the Republican Party are deeply distrustful of Jeb Bush. Also, I do think he needs to pick a different issue. And I say that because he's going to the border somewhere where, as you point out, Harris, Trump had strength. And he's saying, hey, I'm here. I'm not going to build the wall. You don't go somewhere and say something that you're not going to do. It's just a bad visual and it's a bad message. And to your point, there's no energy there. He's defending himself on the anchor babies comment. He only meant it about Asians. I mean, he's stumbling and he looks weak.
Very low energy.
Yeah, and that whole point that you're bringing up, too, was kind of fought out on Twitter last night. Donald Trump and others were picking up on the fact that and I even saw other news outlets talking about the fact that you took one group and you compared it to another to try to get yourself out of a term.
Yeah, he is totally out of his element talking on this issue. And listen, I know Jeb Bush, he's a smart guy, he's a policy wonk, but man, Donald Trump is a brilliant salesman. Donald Trump sells it. Jeb Bush doesn't. I don't know how he's going to be president. I mean, if you can't triangulate this issue, this is a core issue to run in a Republican primary. You cannot be president. And here's the one thing I admire about Donald. I don't like a lot of his policies. He's been able to rebrand his opponents as wimps. And doesn't he look totally ill at ease?
Let me ask it this way. Is there another topic that Jeb Bush should pick? Maybe immigration just isn't.
Well, he tried the economy. He was one of the first to come out with specifics about how he was going to fix the economy and grow at a specific
Everyone
percent,
fell asleep.
4%.
That's what happened.
Everybody kind of fell asleep, but it's true. We saw it happen at the town hall meeting. He made the economy one of his focus there. He didn't rally the crowd. Lindsey Graham talked to him this morning, another GOP candidate. He called Jeb Bush's immigration plan gibberish. Oh, sorry, that was Trump's immigration plan gibberish. Harris, I agree with Andrea. I think what's happening is they're all chasing the leader. Jeb Bush, wouldn't it benefit him to come out and create his own, his own symphony and everybody follow him? But he's not capable of doing that right now.
You know what's interesting? They're both right. Trump is right on the fact that there were in excess of 300,000 illegal babies born to undocumented immigrants last year. The latest Pew research shows in 2008 it was actually higher than that. And Jeb Bush is right, because according to ICE, Asia actually does lead in that category.
In Southern California, they had a huge crackdown earlier this year on birth tourism, where, really pregnant moms fly to this country and have babies so they can have U.S. citizenship.
Yeah, but
that is a form of fraud. That's very different than people coming to this country to work and make a better life and eventually having children. But Jeb Bush is also right that Trump's immigration plan is very expensive.
But who sells it? I mean,
listen, I meant the Asians is not a winning political message. Oh, I meant the Asians. That's not going to get you the White House. I'm sorry.
The recipe for a successful first date. Boy, are we changing the topic.
There's a trend.
That success on a first date could come down to what you order when you go out to dinner with that first date person. We'll reveal some of the secret ingredients that one study says could determine if date number 1 leads to date number 2 and 3 and 4 and